Hello everyone and welcome to the Mega Post where me and my co-host Brian talk about Persona 1. Now,
Hi, I'm Daniel.
You guys may remember us talking about how they botched the Persona 1 release. Well, they remember they had such a terrible time with that, they made a remake. Well,
They fixed it.
They fixed it, a remake, for the PSP, made in 2009. Now, you may be under the influence of, oh man, Persona, I really do like that video game. So much so that I've played the last three,
I've played 3, 4, and 5.
Now,
Actually, more like recently, it's probably like 5, 4, and 3.
We're gonna tell them what originated them all. Persona 1, or Megami Iban Roku Persona.
It means the milk of the butterfly.
Or if someone Googled it, it would just say side story of the goddess.
Yeah, that's cool. It's close translation.
Pretty much the same thing. What's the main difference between the remake and the PlayStation 1 is obviously
It's
graphics,
better.
UI, sound quality.
They actually took time to translate it.
Yes, they actually took time to give us a game that is
terrible.
They actually gave us the non-Funimation port of Persona 1, where they actually gave us items, attacks, character names, persona names. So the intro of the video game, the Persona 1, you start at like a schoolyard bed, inside which is an empty classroom, and it's split up between two groups of people, your friends, Mark, Nanjo, and Yukino, saying that the Persona game is not real. They say it's not real at all, but they don't even believe any of the things that the opposite side is saying because it's just not grounded in reality. But mainly,
nonsensical.
Yeah, basically Nanjo and Yukino, they don't really care about the bet, but they're just siding with Mark because it's logical. Because like, who fucking cares? It's just a stupid fucking game.
Yeah.
And you get to side with either one of them to see if it's true or not. And little spoiler, it's Brown. Brown's right. Shit happens. And you guys get all zapped by the lighting system of the school, which I would have, if I was there in their position, I would have milked the shit out of it and got like a fortune. And then you wake up
a magic game without God interfering.
Yeah, you wake up in a dream, and there's a man standing in the middle of a room. He says his name's Philemon. He kind of warns you of like something that you need to be prepared for, but he's very cryptic about it. So he says, this is something that you will have the power of a persona. And he says, use this to your heart's content. Basically,
now name yourself.
He's basically saying, do you believe in self-defense laws? State your ground, here's a persona.
Stand your ground laws, demons are coming. Pack up, bitch.
And then you wake up.
Packing that.
Then you wake up in the nurse's office, and basically the nurse is like, "Oh, thank God you're."
You got fucked, bro.
Yeah.
You good?
You've been out for I think a day and a half. And
that's a call. Did they not call your parents? Did they not take you?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't call any of them.
They just left you in the nurse's office.
It's assumed a day because it's like everyone else kind of left the area.
The principal's just like, fucking keep him in the nurse's room. I can't have another fucking lawsuit. The board will not stand. We already lost one kid. We can't lose another.
No, it's very weird. I don't think it's very clear if it's just a couple hours or like a day. It's kind of back and forth. I think it's back and forth on that.
But anyway, the nurse suggests, hey,
the school teacher comes in, your homeroom teacher comes in and says, hey, I think you should go check out the hospital because you got hit by fucking lightning.
You got zapped. Also, while you're there, go check Maki, see if she's good.
So, and then you walk outside, and then Nanjo's butler, Yamamoka, comes out, and he says, oh, I'm gonna tell you kids.
I'll drive you there, guys.
He's like, oh, Sir Nanjo, I should take you there. And then Nanjo's being
everybody clowns on Nanjo.
And then Nanjo being a tsundere, he's like, I don't need any help. I can walk on my own.
Alright. You show up at the hospital. You go in, you and your group, you go in, you talk to Maki. She exposits. She's a little sad sack because I'm stuck up in this hospital all day long. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, she's there for months, and then like Mark, who is in love with her, like he
Mark,
has
who's
a
a
crush.
major simp. He's
It,
simping hard, and it's never reciprocated.
never
Ever.
like not once.
Never
Like,
even acknowledged. Nobody even.
I mean, Brown acknowledges it, and it's just like kind of like a
Does that
like
count?
it doesn't count because he's a jackass, but like
No one acknowledges it.
like you can see that like in this dialogue he tries really hard to like try to strike up a conversation. Oh, how you doing? And she's like, I'm in this hospital. I'm like, oh yeah,
I'm
hospitals.
fucking dying, you ass. How do you think I'm doing?
And he's like, okay, I mean, what's up with you?
What
He's
if
like,
I danced funky?
and he's like, and she's like, oh, I had a dream about a nice fatherly figure, and that's foreshadowing to like something. He's like, oh, is it the doctor? No, it's not the doctor. Okay.
He's
Well,
not the doctor. She's very clear it's not the doctor. She doesn't like doctors.
she also doesn't like her mom because she works at a very high like priority
She works
job.
at a totally not evil corporation.
She definitely not work for Amazon. Yeah, we should treat everyone. We should not shoot our employees.
Unimportant.
And then she just starts having a panic attack. So you guys have to sit outside the ICU. But then an earthquake happens. So Mark, being the outstanding character he is, starts running towards the door. But then it opens up, and then there's a wall. And then you just hear screams and panics going like behind you in like the lobby area. So you guys go that way. So when you walk in,
and now there's demons
everywhere, zombies, and then you just kind of walk in, and then you just somehow get transported to a high crime neighborhood in London, and you see Yamamoka stabbed on the ground.
He gets shanked. He got shanked. Shanked good.
So of course Nanjo does not take this very well. So he starts attacking the zombies, and then you and your teammates, Mark, Yukino, and Nanjo, have to work together to defeat these zombies, and then all of a sudden your powers kicked in, and then you're able to summon personas. But like after that, you're like, oh, we need to like search around this hospital because everything's all jumbled up. Like one hallway leads.
We gotta find Maki.
Yeah. You walk
around.
We gotta
get out of here. We gotta first off figure out what the fuck's going on. Find Maki. Maybe talk to a long-nosed man in a club.
That happens a bit later, but you walk around, and or basically your personas are basically reflections of oneself. The main character, I'm gonna have like some cards up here. Just
yeah,
so
he's gonna have up on screen just quick flashes. Oh, not quick,
like little
quick
like
flash
cards. Yeah, basically just for you guys to see them. Main character.
There'll be a test.
Yeah, there's gonna be a quiz at the end, so you guys better make sure
Fucking
you guys are
pay
paying
attention to Marcus.
But the pro tag, pretty standard. His persona is based on has wind, some poison damage, like basically like like ailments. Nanjo is more of a support type. He has holy skills. He has buffs.
Nanjo will be underused. No matter who you pick, Nanjo will be underused.
Always underused.
Always underused, always underappreciated.
Mark is the physical damage dealer, nothing too out of the ordinary. Yukino...
He dances funky.
Yukino is the magic caster, uses fire. And after that, you just walk around, you finally have to talk to the nurses and doctors, and picking up items, saving. You'll get to the entrance where you have to...
Yeah, you get to the bottom. There's a vending machine crushing a lady. You get one of the first choices that determines whether or not you can unlock your true fucking persona. You either rescue the lady, or your ultimate persona. You rescue her, and she's like, oh, what? Actually, no, she just disappears, and then fucking zombies attack. It's implied that you rescued her.
Yeah, but when that happens, Eriko comes around. She says, I'm going to defeat these guys for you. I'm going to show you what a fencer can do. And then everyone's like, don't do that. Like, don't be reckless.
Don't fucking do that.
But all of a sudden, she unlocks her persona as well, Nike.
Claps a couple zombie cheeks.
Yeah, she's basically another, holy, support slash healer person. It's like if you mixed a healer with like what Nanjo can do. So if you're into that, you can go ahead and pick her up later.
It's like a red mage from Final Fantasy.
Yep. But basically, you just go and stop by a shrine afterwards.
You fight God like in every fucking Persona and SMT game.
Yeah, but you stop by a shrine to check on Maki's mom, who has been shot by the Sepik Corporation. That's just a small thing, but she tells you that there's a factory that you can go into, like get into the Sepik building, because they won't allow you in, because they have guards around. But before you go do that, you're gonna go and check in on the school.
Yeah, and see.
So when you get back to the school, everyone starts to split up to basically work on their own devices. Check this or check that. You
forgot the little riddle. The riddle when you first get into school, which they changed to make it not as
sounds.
You can put up not as a racy.
Yeah, I'll put up an image of the like the PlayStation, like the originally translated one. Sounds really weird. Probably didn't translate really well, but it's like roses are red, zombies are blue. I don't like brains. How about you? That's like the remake. It's alright. It's not really too important. But when you get into the school, you check up on people. You realize that demons are attacking everywhere. The school is an important place for two main reasons. One, it allows you to plan out who you want in your team member, like later on. But it also helps you plan out which route you want to go. You can go the original
or the Ice Queen.
Yes, you can go on the original Sepik route, which is the main story, and then
which is what we did.
Yeah, and then the Ice Queen is more of a additional side content, like kind of like a side story within this main story. It's like, oh, this.
It's best to do on your second playthrough.
Yes, because
by then you'll have all the shit done. You'll have it memorized and how much this game kicks your ass.
Yeah, difficulty spike in the Ice Queen is a lot more steep. It's basically like the hard difficulty mode, where it's basically a time trial. You gotta get each dungeon has to be completed within 4 hours, or you'll be, game overed. But after that, you hear out that there's something like, there's a hole in the wall, and there's a fear of demons pouring in. So when you get there, you check in. Basically, you hear and you basically find out that Mark has went off to the police station to go get guns. And Nanjo came back to tell us this, that he went with him as well, but he came back to tell us, hey, shit has gone south.
Yep.
But Maki
shit went down.
Now,
they arrested Mark. They planted shit on him.
He's been wrongfully imprisoned.
Free my boy Mark.
Did nothing wrong. He didn't do nothing. But Maki, is also there, surprisingly. It's just out in left field. You don't even know, why she's even here. Besides, it's, kind of like the end of the world. But, she's there, she's confused. She's mixing up, little, memory details. But that's not a big deal.
It's unimportant right now. What's important is going rescuing our friends from these demons at the police station.
Alright, so you go. Maki also now has a persona when you leave outside and she fights
flashing on screen.
Yeah, yep. And basically, what she can do is, once again, she has, ice skills. She's like the ice healer. So nothing too out of the ordinary.
I never used her ice magic. Never once did I give her a persona with ice.
But obviously,
I tend to give people shit personas.
You can
just because
you can switch out personas at any time, depending on the arcana. The best arcana is the bottom of the list, so you can look at it and you say, oh, which arcana will work for this character.
Yeah, unlike in later games where only the MC can swap fucking personas. Everybody has their own set of personas that can be interchanged and whatnot and done to as you please. Alright, so you and the crew, you make your way to the police station, fighting demons as you go. You pop into the police station's not really important, it's just It's there to teach you the ropes of combat and demon negotiation, which I'm terrible at. I'm always fucking terrible. No matter what SMT game, demon negotiation fucking eludes me. And it's gonna be a pain in the ass when we get to, like, the Japanese-only games and I don't know what I'm saying. You know, I have to fucking send you pictures of what I'm doing. Like, Anthony, what does this demon want? What the fuck do they do? But no, you fuck around the police station for a little bit, bada bing, bada boom. You find Mark and Brown. You find Mark, and turns out Brown's locked up there too.
Yeah.
You rescue those fucks.
And basically, they're bickering and arguing the entire time. And then Nanjo, like they're giving Nanjo shit for just leaving him, but at the same time, Nanjo did bring help. Right?
Yeah, Nanjo went and got fucking a posse, and you dumbasses charged off to go to the police station. They get guns in the middle of this demon uprising. There are zombies there too, so...
What you see right here is going to happen throughout the game, up until, like, around the end, where they kind of, like, resolve this. But Nanjo and Mark are going to be at each other's throat the entire fucking time, and it's going to be the worst
Even
dialogue.
when they resolve it, they're still kind of assholes to each other.
They're assholes, but it's more like, if I say, oh...
Like a friendly, like...
Yeah, like, I take, hey, that was a fucking dumbass thing, bro, and then, like, fucking, like, you know, knock your shoulder a little bit, and then we both laugh it off. Compared, like, they literally want to get rid of the other one. They do not want to work with each other.
They fucking despise. They haven't fought, and they don't know.
The police, are zombies, they're demons, disguised as police officers, and then it's
just like real life.
It's not important at all, because it's a scripted it's just a scripted fight where everyone gets everything, and then Brown unlocks a persona, and his persona's Nephilim, or Nephilim.
Flash that up on screen.
Yeah, and what he can do is just Zon, so nothing too crazy.
Brown's unimportant. Before we even move on, what we're gonna boil down to, the only characters that are important are the MC, Maki, and Nanjo, because he learns one fucking move that you spam at the boss battle.
Yeah. But after that, you guys leave and start, and they say, okay, we got all weapons, we're equipped enough. Let's go
see what's going on at Seebeck, see what those fuckers are up to.
Let's go to the factory.
Oh yeah, we gotta make our way through the factory. And only the main character can interact with the buttons to open the door.
Alright, so after you get out of the prison, you go to the factory, and you're looking around for, you know, any way to get inside the factory. You know, because it's just kind of like a small little, like, where the punks used to hang out, like, they spray painted shit. And then Nanjo, like, gives Mark shit for, how can you, like, be here basically all the time and you did not notice a single thing? And of course, you know, Mark's like, how was I supposed to know? Like, why am I supposed to be looking for, like, something underneath my nose? And
yeah, well, how?
And after that, ISA comes around, and, like, if you already have 5 team members, ISA, you know, gets just told off, like, what the fuck you doing here? Like, go back
bitch.
Yeah, go back to the school, shit's going down. You know, and she's like, oh, the school's already fucking gone. It's already been overrun. And that just puts on more pressure for the main cast. So, you know, they say, how can you, like, run away? And she's like, it's not my fault, like, demons are around. And they basically say, you do not have special superpowers, even though that everyone technically does. So go ahead and just buzz off. And her character, you just put her up here. She just hasn't nothing really too useful, just fire skills. I mean, obviously we didn't use her because we have Brown. But just to let you guys know that she has, you know, fire, and that's it. And maybe like just one sleep status spell. It's really not worth mentioning. But
unimportant.
After that,
moving on.
The main character finally finds the switch, and then, you know, Nanjo's like, hey, don't do that yet, we don't know what it does. And then Mark just fucking, like, pulls the switch or presses a button or whatever, and then it, like, opens up, like, a gate and, like, opens it up so you can, like, go inside. And, you know, Nanjo's pissed, hey, are you trying to kill me? And, like, it's just so it just doesn't make any sense because they're working towards the same goal, so it doesn't make any sense why they want to fucking get rid of each other so much. But, like, after he says, hey, are you trying to kill me? Like, you can just hear inner monologue of Mark saying, damn, can't be that easy. Like, it's fucking like SMT1, you gotta kill your friends.
And fucking, The two little piss babies fight each other.
When you go in, you walk around, start seeing that there's switches, so you just flip them around to open up like the gates so you can go into the main Civic building.
And once you're in the main building, you go up some stairs.
You check in the rooms, like get new equipment, like
check around.
Yeah.
There's a store, healing items. I'm pretty sure there's a velvet room, maybe.
There is a velvet room, but before that, there's tons of enemies that you can just grind off of pretty easily. Money's not an issue.
You don't really need to grind. Yeah, money and grinding, it's not gonna be an issue now. Grinding is gonna be an issue fucking later, because I got a rant to go in when we get to there, but
because the level curves is a beautiful
process. Fucking spikes.
Well, when you get to the main CEO office, you walk in, and then you get the evil CEO who's behind it all, Kandori, saying, "Oh, looks like some teenagers, oh, look, isn't that Nanjo from the Nanjo company?" It's like, he's whatever. You're just like in the business. You don't like understand what's truly going on. You say, "We're gonna fight my henchman." Yeah, and you fight his henchman. The henchman is not that too hard. If you know like what they're weak to. They're weak to ice. So
just spam ice and you're done.
Yeah, put them on ice. Aha. Right there.
Oh, what a fucking clever one. After that amazing joke that Anthony told, you go downstairs, you go into the basement, unimportant nonsense. The tower's not really important. You get to Kandori,
and then you get
secondary scientist man and the Deva machine.
Yeah, the Diva system.
Diva,
whatever. Who cares? Pronunciation is hard when it comes to foreign words, so we're just going to be Americans and say fuck it. We'll pronounce it however you want to pronounce it.
The ding-dang system.
But the scientist, that's like out of it's just one of those cliches that after he builds like the super
I'll kill myself and the bad guy.
Yeah, the super death machine. Then he has a problem with it. Now he has a moral obligation to do the right thing, even though he was contracted to build a machine to literally rip the fabric of the universe in half so you can build another reality. Apparently, when he was building that shit up with the blueprints, he didn't have a problem with it. But when he actually saw the effects of it, then he had a problem with it.
I built this baby killing machine, but after we've killed a couple babies, I'm feeling a little iffy about this, not to lie.
But after that, he gets Kandori, the machine starts spinning. Maki's like, "Oh, we can't let them," then you get your second dialogue option. If you want to be a morally right person and stop the machine, or be a jackass and actually try to kill him and save the world. So obviously you try to save him because killing's wrong.
Oh, it doesn't matter what you pick, like story-wise, but
story-wise doesn't matter.
Ultimate persona-wise, it matters.
Yeah, in order for you to get the shit that you want, always be a nice person. But afterwards, he tried. We're not gonna let him escape. He's gonna come out the store. But then the girl in black, whose name is Aki, pops in, just basically instant transmissions away. With Kandori, just pop, out of the, just gone, they're just gone.
He just zoops.
Time Rift is also opening at the same time, and you guys are sucked in, and you guys basically get isekai'd.
What an original thing to do.
Probably.
I've never seen an isekai before.
Probably.
Please. Put multiple isekais up on screen right now.
Yeah. But I guess at the time it was pretty interesting. But
even then, parallel. I mean, it was parallel universe. It's whatever. It exists. It happened.
But yeah, you spawn back. You spawn in a school. It's where you guys been? You almost late for third period. Also, have you seen my missing girlfriend? She's missing.
Also, there's demons out there.
Yeah, there's shit going on. We don't know what's going on. Let's go find. Let's see what's going on in this. As soon as you start talking about it, as soon as you come, we should keep on. We don't care what's going on, Magi. We'll help you get through this. We'll help find your best friend. Then the school went into demon zone. It pulled an SNT if, and demons started popping up.
And you gotta kick their. And that part also gave me trouble. I had to grind a little bit there, but.
And not too much. And then it's okay. we're just walking through the school, and then all of a sudden we meet a new character that we can have as a party member, which I heard is a very good party member, and I saw a lot
I didn't get him.
You know, the kid that we see is Reiji Keto, and he's like the loner type. Like, I've been into a couple fights. I've probably run, like, just try to fuck up everybody's day.
He's a little edge boy.
I mean, it's probably because his dad's Kandori, but who cares?
Oh, that's why he's an edge boy.
Yeah, because his dad's like, my dad wants to become God. That doesn't...
My dad's God.
Will that technically make him Jesus?
Yes.
So
he was crucified for our personas.
His persona's breasts, or brace. And, you know, he has, you know, sword attacks and, you know, death skills. But then you go out to the courtyard where you get to fight, you know, Aki. And of course, you can't just fight a fucking child. Because what do you think this is, a cool video game? No, you
can't just beat a child in the streets.
So what you gotta do is you gotta fight her giant mobilized rat tank named Tesso. Where was Tesso during the... I'm gonna go ahead and ban us from all of China. The Tiananmen Square riots. Where was the Tesso rat tank?
The Tiananmen Square. Remember, it's not called the Tiananmen Square incident. It's called the Tiananmen Square massacre. People were killed. There, but, get immediately banned in China.
Yeah, immediately banned in China. And I don't think I care, because I don't really care about the Chinese government. Sex for any
Fuck the Chinese government. That all scares me.
But I would say probably the most enjoyable part of the entire game was just listening to the soundtrack for the Tesso fight. Because it sounds like fucking cats meowing and like carnival music. If I ever like go into a mental hospital, I want that to be like played. I want that to be played in the PA system all the time. Every time. Alright, so after you defeat the rat tank and Aki, you go back to the shrine to check in on, you know, Maki's mom. She's not there, but who is there? Your good old pal Philemon, who may or may not be morally questionable, says, okay, I'll tell you, you should go and check up and get the expel mirror from the history museum. And then you guys are like, oh, we should just, okay, so we'll go there. That's a plot device. We should go and you go grab that. So you go there, grab the mirror, nothing major there.
Then it's off to the public transit.
Then you go into the subway system, which I say is one of the most tedious fucking places in the mid-game, because it's just walking back and forth. Like, you gotta go...
And it's full of, like, force things. It's not as tedious as, like, the Sloth from SMT If.
Because fuck Sloth.
Sloth is terrible. I hate the Sloth.
I don't know what's up with long hallways in Atlas, but they just can't make a long hallway without making it seem like fucking taking forever. Especially with the high dam encounter rate they have in Persona 1. A little off tangent, but fuck it, I don't care. But what is cool is there's a little Easter egg, is that if you see a painting, I'm gonna pull up the screenshot, but you'll see like the cover for the Devil Summoner game from the you know, Sega Saturn era. So I thought that was pretty cool. 10 out of 10, best Easter egg. But you get into that halfway...
It's like that, jumping back to the long hallways to just fucking cut you off.
Yeah, no,
it's like that, you've seen that meme with like the crow at like stand up?
Yeah, it's
and
like...
And it's just like, what's the deal with long hallways?
And then like no one...
Like, bro, something else, and then all of his cards are just long hallway, traps, long hallway. Nervously sweats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say else.
You meet the halfway point, Aki's around, she summons an HP Lovecraft monster, which I don't really know about.
Number 2.
Yeah. I'll just have, you know, basically a summary of what the fuck it is, because I'm too lazy to look it up right now and say it. But it's really not that hard,
kick his dick in and you're done.
Yeah, just kick his ass. He's a pushover, like most enemies in Persona 1. After that, then it's another hallway section, because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah, fuck you. And fun fact, I was playing this game on a modded Vita, and at that point my game decided to just fuck up. So I had to spend several hours diagnosing and attempting to restore a save. I did it, but it was a pain in the ass.
But after you get to through the second hallway, you're on the other side of town, where you have to you're forced, like, because every other option is blocked off, to go into the mall. Okay.
You arrive in the mall, you stock up on your stuff, and you try to leave. You're back at the other side of the mall. What's going on? You turn back around, you go out the door.
You just get door stuck. Like, you can't leave. It's impossible.
Yeah. So you go around, you talk to some people. They're like, "Yeah, we're stuck here. The harem queen, nobody leaves." First off, you'll notice they're all dressed weird. They all dress to match her beauty, her tastes, because she is the law. She's the queen of this castle, and you must respect her.
So basically,
and yeah, being the MCs, being the protagonists, we don't respect women, so we gotta go find her.
So we say, okay, we're gonna go ahead and just stop this person, because she's obviously fucking around, and they're about to find out. You go underground where there's palaces, and in the palace underground, where most palaces are.
Yeah, you don't have your palace underground? Where you fucking not cool? There's warps. I hate warps.
Well, they're not warps. They're like
well, they're drop downs.
Yeah.
There's pitfalls. You go up to go down.
But after that, you get down to the bottom. You find out that it's Maki's long-lost friend, Chisato.
And she's a bitch.
An absolute raging asshole. For like no reason other than besides that she's just super jealous that Maki's
She has magic now.
Yeah.
But her magic makes her ugly. She has moles every time she uses her magic.
So
you have a little bit of dialogue.
She basically, after she's like, "Oh, I'm done talking with you," she teleports you outside. You have to go through the dungeon a second time.
Yeah, you do it twice. It's dumb.
But
a lot of this game is dumb.
Yeah.
Don't play it. And the review here.
No.
Just cut to black right here.
No. But you go there, you find her again. Yeah, she gives you a dialogue option. It's like, "Oh, what about you, main character? Do you like my art? Or do you think Maki's is better?" And then obviously,
Maki's.
Because, art's no
this
longer...
is actually where it has like a where your choice actually affects gameplay a little bit. Because if you pick Maki's, it's just you and Maki who fight her, and she's incredibly easy. But if you say no, or if you pick hers instead of picking Maki's, the whole party fights her, but she has significantly more health, and she's harder to fight.
Yes. So...
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. And she's weak to ice, like, the last mini-boss. Not the last mini-boss, but basically where you were in Sebek. So if you have any of the old personas that you have left over, go ahead and use them.
Just toss them at her. It's fine.
She goes down pretty easily. And then like, "Oh, don't worry, Chisato, we're still friends." It's like, what? Even if I was a raging, jackass and...
Even if I tried to kill you, 2 minutes ago, like not even 30 seconds ago?
Wow, you guys are real great. And then but I'm so, ugly. I got moles everywhere. And then, her boyfriend shows up. I don't even know how he got across the subway, but he did. And,
he's like, "Babe, I love you even if you are ugly." And that breaks the curse.
And then, yeah. And then, Aki's like, "I was gonna keep you cursed anyway. I don't fucking care." It's like, "Oh, you're a demonic little child." And it's like, okay. And then everyone's like, "Oh, so where should we go?" And it's like, okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and, update your GPS, but it's over here in this castle area.
Yeah, go up there.
And he's like, "What? A castle?" He's like, "Yeah, no, she can just summon castles."
Yeah, she can do that now. It's in her. Didn't you read her wiki?
That's where you're supposed to go next. But
to her wiki.
Yeah, to a wiki article about her castle, because you forget to record going in there and then being stumped where to go.
Yeah, put a clip art picture of a castle here. You can went to there. We'd go back and record the footage, but I hate this game and I'm not gonna do that.
Alright, since we don't have footage of questioning what to do in the castle area, basically you realize that there's a compact missing, and guys get informed. Say, oh, there's another version of me. Like Aki says, oh, there's another version of me that you can go check out the Lost Forest, so you go there. And the Lost Forest is basically a skill check to see if you guys are ready for the, so what the main combat's gonna feel like a lot of enemies reflect, drain, or, just nullify damage. So
if you're not prepped, you'll get your ass kicked.
Yeah, basically. And then when you get there, you go and...
a gingerbread house.
Yeah, at the end of the forest, you see a gingerbread house. You walk in, and then you see the little girl in white, Mai. And she basically... you're not supposed to fight her. This is a crucial, even bigger than... This is an actual, dialogue.
Like, if you fight her, you get the bad ending.
Yeah. You skip out on an extra 10 hours of gameplay, and then an extra 3 days worth of grinding. Oh boy, was that
Yay.
fun. But
it was great. I love it.
The dialogue options to be important, I'll throw up on screen, is stop hiding, for everyone's sake, to find my reason. You pick these dialogue options, you just skip the boss fight. She gives you the compact to open up the seal. And it's basically a piece of cake from here on out, because all you have to do is walk out. Or if you have any skills that allow you to teleport back to the beginning, go ahead and use that.
Pop one of them. Now you got the piece you need. Now that you've got the piece you need from Gingerbread Girl, whose name just left my brain. You go to the castle. Yeah, you go to the castle. You put it in. You get a little, oops, shoot, I dropped my thing. My headset fell out. Fuck. Alright. You get the compact, you go to the castle, stick it in, opens the gate. Turns out, big ruse, big trick. You've been japed. You got jibaited. It was all... They just wanted it, so now she has complete magic. Nothing can stop him.
And then somehow Najo thought this may have been a ruse. But he just
he kept it to himself and waited till it happened to let... ooh, I figured this was a... No, you didn't, Nanjo. You're just saying this after the fact to make yourself look better. You piece of garbage.
Where he belongs.
You sack of subhuman filth. But that's besides the point.
And
the dungeon, it's nothing special.
The dungeon is
dark zones.
Yeah, just full of dark zones, just little annoyances.
Shoot the boss.
Yeah, when you get there, they're like, oh, it's already too late to stop us. We're gonna go ahead and just get ready to go to the haunted mansion. And then they leave, and then you fight the boss. The boss is just weak to guns, just starts shooting, like rootin' tootin' cowboy tootin', and just starts
rootin' shooting. Right? I didn't even. I was gonna tell you to level up. Well, not level up, to upgrade your gear and change all that, but I never changed my. I only did it once.
I
never really changed gear. It's unimportant.
I mean,
you can soldier your way through.
Yeah. It's important enough that if you want to specialize in other things, you can. But
it's not necessary.
It's
not like in later games where you need to specifically gear up, get the best gear, get all this, and fucking punch your way through. No, you can just punch.
I never found out where to go to buy the guns. I just was too lazy. I'm like, I'll walk in. It's like, oh, buy some armor. I'm like, I want to buy some guns. And I'm like, fuck, I don't care.
There's a convenience store out. It's on the overworld.
Yeah.
I found it. I never bought guns there. It's unimportant. You don't really need guns. America.
But after you beat the boss, you go to the haunted castle. The haunted castle doesn't even count as a fucking full area. It's like half
Dark Zones 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it's like...
And then you get to a magic portal.
Yeah, you're skipping a little bit. When you get to the top, you hear some struggling. You walk in, they're already gone. They already teleported to their own home dimension. And you see this giant boss called Haridi. And you get a dialogue option, and this is a very strange one. It's like, oh, should we drop our weapons or should we fight it? drop your weapons morally right. I don't know why.
It's Maki's mom.
Basically,
Surprise.
Yeah. You skip another boss fight because you made a right choice.
Good on you. Get a little cookie. Yay. One step closer to that ultimate persona.
But after that, she's like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Let me try to be a good mother, and I'll stay on this side and keep the portal open for you guys to jump in through. And she does exactly that.
And then you jump in.
Get to the other side of the portal. You have transported into Deva Yuga. Basically, his home dimension where Kandori rules above all. There are some shops, a healing fountain, velvet room.
If he rules all, wouldn't that control the shopkeepers and like he not let them sell shit to you?
No, I think that's just game mechanic outside the rules. He can't control the velvet room.
Capitalism is uncontrollable by God.
Write that down, kids.
You can the one thing if you want to defeat God, have a thriving economy.
When you walk through, you basically do a little bit of puzzle work, like flip a couple switches. It's riddled with annoying enemy encounters. Make sure you grab some of those in order to fuse up better personas. Get to like maybe I think the last floor before fighting the final boss. There is a
make a cross.
There is a little light up, but kind of like a. I don't know if anyone's played Pokemon Emerald, like you know the ice gym leader, and you gotta like make sure you don't like double step on something, but you gotta make sure it like fills out the area. Well, for this, it's just a cross, opens up the path, walk through,
and then boom.
And right before you go up another flight of stairs, there's another like healing station and like save, and then the velvet room.
Kandori himself, the Discord moderator extreme.
You go up there, Kandori's like, oh, I'm doing all this just so I can become God. I've already changed the minds of everybody.
Fucking Kandori boss man.
You get to the top, Kandori's being a supervillain. He's not the most interesting supervillain. He's just, I'm going to control the world.
Yes.
But you fight him, and the fight itself isn't too bad. Like, you know, he has a sword, he's weak to guns, and then like basic elemental skills. The first,
and then he gets.
It's like
then he alters.
It's like I can't lose, I'm God, and he, Nyarlathotep, like his persona, just started like absorbing him in order to make God Kandori, which itself wasn't really that big of a deal.
It just inverts everything.
Mm-hmm. Except for the gun.
His weaknesses are his strengths, and his strengths are his weaknesses.
Which, now basic skills like ice, wind, and electric and earth don't damage him anymore. But nuclear blast and gravity does.
And that's how I beat the second one. I just spammed fucking gravity attacks.
I spammed Maggie-Dola because he was a pain in the
and
ass.
It fucked it up.
Alright, so after you beat Kandori and show him that he can't beat God in this household, in this Persona game,
there's only room enough for one of us. There's only one.
The true secret of the Deva system is that when you walk through, when you push open the door, you find out that Maki is the one who's supplying all the fuel to create this false reality. And this is like a shock.
And the Maki you've been with this whole time is actually the alternate version of Maki, and not real.
Her shadow, one of like 4 in the game.
The 2 little girls, also a version of Maki.
Don't surprised, be shocked about this. That wasn't obvious in the.
You couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out that their names or that the kanji for their names make up her name.
Is it the kanji of their names?
I'm pretty sure it's the kanji. You can edit in if it's wrong or if it's right.
But yeah, and as soon as you walk in, Mark, who's deeply in love with Maki, says, "Damn, bitch, you live like this? Hooked up to tubes 24/7?"
Is it ever reciprocated, or is it just one way?
It's one way. It's mentioned.
Fun.
Like, and when I mean mentioned, I mean like 3 times.
And then never again.
Yeah.
Because it's unimportant.
So make sure that, like, around this point, you have, like, a healer on your team that isn't Maki, because she fucking, like,
She
leaves.
disappears for a little bit, and that fucked me over.
Not me.
Because I kind of used...
I had two healers, the main character and Maki, so I was good to go.
Well, actually, no, it didn't. Actually, no, it didn't fuck me over the healing aspect. It fucked me because Maki had. I don't remember what move she had, but I just kept spamming it in every fight, and it just really fucking helped.
But obviously, not obviously, but it's implied. They tell you about it. What we should go back into the real. We should go back to the real reality. We should chase after her, and you have to go into the Lost Forest again. Go through it. Go past the gingerbread house. Have Maki's mom and Mai talk to each other for a bit. Oh no!
You have to pep talk Mai that she's not a worthless piece of shit.
Yeah, Maki's like, okay, Maki, you're not a loser. You didn't doom us all because you're selfish, but it wasn't your fault. You were technically dreaming. You were technically in a memory.
Technically, none of this matters, and your mom's not real.
You're not real.
None of this matters. You're in a video game.
I mean, it matters for the main characters in Maki, because, you know, that's the only person whose, like, life is at stake right now. /
Yeah.
The rest of the town. Because I think they're still hooked up to the Davis system.
Yeah, if the Davis system goes, everything goes.
But yeah, okay, so as soon as you go through all the fun bits of the forest, you have to go to the Allah Shrine once more to talk to the butterfly, and he says, "Oh, go
talk
down."
To totally not real God.
Yeah, definitely not fucking person behind everything. And you ask Philemon, "What should we do?" And he's like, "I'll let you
Philemon,
know."
What's a brother gotta do?
He's like, "Okay, all right, I'll tell you the secret, but only you."
Only Maki and you.
And the main character should go through, which is a pain in the ass. I save scummed. I'm an honest.
This is where we differentiate on how we played. And there's no shame to using an emulator. No shame.
No shame. Especially when I own the game on a Vita. I technically own the game, so I can emulate it. Without.
And I own a physical copy of it. Let me flex on you, hoes. I own a physical copy of Persona for the PSP, but I used a modded Vita to play it because it was a better screen. But point is, this is where we differ on he save stating everything. I had to actually grind. And
I mean, no, like I didn't have to. I mean, I hardly grind.
You didn't have to grind as much as I do, because I didn't have any Personas with Expel, and I got my.
I mean, I had
absolute.
That's the difference. You just didn't have the stuff with you in order to get through it pretty easy. I had, you know, obviously Megadilla spam, and then Maki was using, you know, holy techniques like Miracle and Expel in order to get past all the bullshit.
That stupid bullshit that I hate.
Like almost every fucking enemy killing you in like 3 shots. That's fun.
No, it was in 1 shot. They one-shotted me. I was not prepared for that dungeon.
Oh, that's fun. But around floor 8, you go in, you like go into the new room, and you find out that someone's playing arcade games in this cave underneath a shrine.
Someone's playing an Atlas game in this Atlas game.
What a call out! And it turns out it is the main character, and the main character's shadow is more of a cocky, arrogant son of a bitch, who I absolutely adore. Because like I like the personality. He's like, listen, Philemon's a douchebag. All right, he knows what to do. He knows how to boost your power. He's just fucking with you. Here you go. Here's some item. Like he like.
Take this to that old man Igor, and he'll fucking fix you up with what you need.
Philemon's a dick. Here's some stuff for Igor. Go have your ultimate personas. Before all that, you gotta have like a vibe check where they have to like see if you made all the right choices. See, all those choices coming into handy by being basically a moral person. What's this? You want to save a woman from a vending machine? All right. have a piece of one of the ultimate personas you can gain.
Have a candy bar.
And the ultimate personas, there's fucking quite a bit of them. Not all of them are the most useful, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you the most useful ultimate personas that I know of, which is like 3 out of all of them. Don't worry, they're gonna be on the screen.
To be honest, no, I'm actually, yeah. Tell me your 3, and then I'll fucking tell you the.
Listen, the 3 that are the most important for the final segment of this video game is the ultimate persona of Nanjo, which is Yamamoka, his dead
Specifically
butler.
because he can cast one spell,
But if you guys
and nothing else.
You guys haven't caught on to this, Nanjo was able to fucking bring back the dead through the power of Persona. I would say, in this moment of time, in the Persona series, Nanjo is a fucking lich. He just summons shit. That's what he does. The second person would be, obviously, Maki, because, a lot of healing techniques, miracle damage, pretty useful for the final boss. Well-rounded stats. And then the main damage dealer is the main character, and
with his move Hieroglyph.
Hieroglyphin, yeah. Amin Ra, which does 2.5 times damage to the final boss of the fucking game. Co-host Trevor, what was your favorite or your most useful ultimate personas?
It was really just the main character and fucking Nanjo.
Oh, I'm dying.
Maki was just there to occasionally deal damage, along with the rest of the crew. Hell, during the final boss fight, I only used Maki, MC, and Nanjo.
I mean, that's what everyone uses. That's the strategy. You did the strategy.
And everyone else was item mules.
They were fucking item baggers. They were bagging up.
Just constantly feeding chewing souls and snuff souls or whatever the fuck they are, just to keep their SP up.
But anyway, you go back. You get out of the shrine. You go to you go back to the high school because you go there, put the mirrors
you gotta
down,
fight,
and then boom.
Yeah, you didn't even mention the 3 fucking mirrors, because they're.
I mean, we mentioned that those were items they had to collect.
To be honest, the plot of the game isn't really. It's not the best plot, honestly.
But I would say it is an experience that people should try to have. But
yeah,
we're distracting.
It's not the best.
But okay, so the final area of the game fucking sucks. I hate it. It is.
I actually breezed through it really easily.
I did not. It was the steepest, and this is like me after fucking grinding for like 3 days.
Oh, you want to know why I breezed through it so easily? Speaking of grinding, I had to power level to get everyone's ultimate persona. I spent at least a week grinding.
Yeah, grinding. Everyone loves.
Because the late game just sharply kicks you in the scrotum and launches.
I do not understand why. You'll see this with the final boss. You probably don't know this, but the levels for the final boss levels is fucking insane. It should not be fucking anywhere near where it should be. Because fucking... Wait, okay, would you say reasonably your party should be around level 60?
Yeah, I had everybody level 70, but 60 is anything lower, you're getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, 60, anything lower than 62, you're gonna have a rough time. The final boss is level 99. Just gonna let that sink in. And it's like, oh wow, that's pretty awful. Well, the second half of, the final boss fight is level 99. The first half, on the other hand, is level 85. So a jump of, fucking...
Just a sizable hop.
Yeah, just a little hop of 14 levels.
It's fine. It's fine. You can do it.
It's whatever. But you get to the final end of the dungeon. You find out that the gross, like, parts of Maki's psyche formed Pandora, and it's just, I'd say,
it wants to erase all of reality because everything is bad. So
I would say, if anyone played Persona 3 can compare, I would compare it to Nyx in terms of how bullshit it is, of like how dragged on it can be. Now
I zoned out during the final fight.
Yeah,
I just kept hitting those buttons, tossing items, and not paying attention.
But Pandora, guns worked against her pretty well in the first stage. Obviously, Hieroglyphin does 2.5 times damage throughout the entire fight.
Yeah, continuously spam Hieroglyphin.
And then after you beat the first part of Pandora, she hatches into a butterfly.
A beautiful butterfly!
And fuck this. This is such an awful fucking boss. Like, I just hate everything about it. It has a, cool gimmick, and it's just executed fucking awfully. Because it's just a pain in the ass. Alright, because one of the red hair, Pandora,
deflects miracle damage and fire fucks it up.
No, it's actually weak to miracle throughout the entire fight. But she drains fire and reflects ice, and drains all the magic skills. So you're basically healing her just by using magic throughout the entire last part of the fight. And then the blue-haired one, cuts the physical damage in half, and then takes extra magical damage. But fuck it. Here's the strat. I'm gonna have this in as simple as I can in maybe MS.
Spam Hieroglyph.
Listen,
and just constantly have items used.
Have Monkey heal. Have Nanjo use Makarakarn, which reflects all magic once per turn. Well, not once per turn, but the entirety of the turn. And then have Mark and whoever's your final party member just give you heals and patch you up.
Yeah, just do that.
Now, after you beat Pandora, she's like, why can't this happen? And basically you give it...
Maki is like, listen, blah, 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 blah. We are one and the same. We gotta make this world great.
We live in a society. And then she's like, oh, I understand. And then everything disappears. It's like, you guys may not be the same person when you guys go back to the real Maki. But I just want to say we'll always be friends.
And then they stayed friends. And then it ends.
So yeah, that's Persona 1. Now
the end.
Now, is this game really worthy of 4.2 user score?
Circling back to what we said at the beginning, middle, and wherever he decides to put this.
Or maybe nowhere, because I probably scrapped that first one because it was an awful fucking thing.
Maybe it'll be cut. Who knows? Maybe this is the first time you're hearing it, but in the title, let's just go over it again. In our little thumbnail, we have a 4. We have the Metacritic review, which is, what was it, a 4?
4.2. That's the user-based
A 4.2.
Is it fair to say it's 4.2? Now, obviously, opinions like this is subjective. You guys can say whatever you want about the game. I'm not going to go out of my way to complain about it.
I fucking hate this game, and it's a solid 7.
I would say 7.5. Maybe a bit lower.
It's difficult, and the mechanics are shit, and some moves are. Didn't they take out the fact that in later games that that almighty damage can be nullified or reflected?
No, I think maybe in a couple of them there's a certain skill that protects you from it.
Well, I mean, enemies being able to nullify it.
Not that I know of, no.
Oh, I thought they did.
Because Almighty wasn't Almighty, it was Nuclear. Or was it Nuclear?
Yeah, it was Nuclear. They changed Almighty to Nuclear to Almighty. Like I'm glad they streamlined. Persona 1 and 2 had too many stats, and they just realized, hey, maybe we should streamline this.
Speaking of stats, there's two different types of level ups that you have. You have your main character level up, and then you have
persona level up. Persona level ups affect what kind of personas you can get, and it's the reason I had to grind for days, because Nanjo gets the least amount of XP from fucking anything.
Now you can actually, it's based on how much effort they put in, and it's not split equally.
I don't use Nanjo a lot, so it took a fucking while.
So I'm glad that I don't know. I'm guessing Persona 2 also has the Persona levels, but probably not too bad. But
did they fix that in the other games where it was equal XP?
Yeah, pretty much. Persona 3, 4, and 5, no Persona levels. They're combined into one thing, and it's a lot more streamlined and a lot more enjoyable. Now, I would say that some of the reviews that we've seen were not very fair, because they were not
they're shitty gamers.
Well, yeah, but they weren't comparing it to the game itself. They weren't like saying, "Oh, this is an experience. Like we should have it stand alone on its own because it's the first of the series." They were like, "Oh, this isn't like Persona 3, 4, and 5. This doesn't make any sense. Why does it not have any of the mechanics I'm used to? Because
why doesn't this have social links?
Why isn't
this a dating sim?
Why doesn't this have 3D dungeon crawling? Because it was made for the PlayStation 1. And, it was alright. And then it was remade for the PSP. But, obviously, I would say just a solid 6.5 to 7.
I give it a solid 7. It's pretty aight. Put that in quotes from me.
Pretty aight.
MILF. My name's MILF now.
But it's pretty aight. I would say not the best.
Yeah. Persona 1 is the equivalent of going to pick up your kids from soccer practice. Put that in the video.
Yeah, that will be. Now, guys, now that we get all the review stuff out of the way, all the melodramatic, what's this game about? Time to pick that game with the wheel. Now, you can see here the wheels in its glory. And now we're gonna say, oh, fuck it. You know what? Let's see what we can get.
Give that wheel a spin.
Give us something that would be slightly interesting, please. Anything.
Spin it. What? Where did it land on? Did you spin it?
SMT3. Nocturne.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Nocturne.
Fucking serious?
Yeah, Nocturne. Yeah, that's next.
Woo! I actually really wanted Nocturne.
Huh?
I really wanted Nocturne.
Cool. Alright. See?
That are Soul Hackers.
I don't want to play Soul Hackers.
Look, I have a personal vendetta with Soul Hackers. I can't get past an hour.
I was kind of hoping that we got Raito.
Raito would have been good too. I mean, Nocturne's not bad.
No,
you want to spin the wheel again?
We can't do that. I mean, we can. I guess we can. Nah, fuck it. It's Nocturne. Everyone gets Nocturne.
Everybody gets Nocturne. Yay! We do have a. I don't know if we went over the wheel and what's on the wheel, but the wheel is a mystery wheel. I'm sure Anthony will put a picture.
No, we talked about the wheel in the fucking SMDF video. We don't need to do it again.
Okay. Whatever. The wheel's magical. We got a Nocturne. Yippee. I can't wait to get my ass eaten out by the Matador.